Hey guys, Thogden here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Game week 23, Premier League predictions, 10 games. There's no double game weeks or games cancelled yet. I'm not writing that off. It's a bit of a mental time to be a Premier League football fan. Even more mental is our guest today. Vizza is back on the channel.
Oh my goodness, what a legend he is. Massive Burnley fan, eh, Theo?
It's like, you know, we had beef about 3-4 years ago. We had diss tracks back and forth. Then all of a sudden, he's back on the channel predicting games with us. The beef is squashed, isn't it?
I tell you what, last week we had a brilliant guest. Robbie Knox, 13 points, Theo.
Really?
I got 8 points, you got 5 points. The scores are on the screen.
It's like you bring in experience, bring in the elderly, shall we say. Not trying to roast Robbie too much. But let's see if Vizza can continue the guest points. They need to catch up. So we're bringing some big guests on. We've got a big announcement today, Dad. We've got a new sponsor.
Oh, do you know what? I'm not surprised by that, Theo, because look at this beautiful hair, the movie star, good looks, the charm.
No, Dad, you cut that out. It's not about anything to do with your dodgy trim, or probably could actually help you out. No, they've seen the growth of the channel. We use the product, so they thought it'd be a good little collaboration.
Theo, you don't remember the 1980s taking 2 bottles into the shower, do you, Theo?
What do you mean?
Honestly, you think the 1980s is a Shoreditch retro store? I'll tell you what they're using you to get to the Thog Daddy.
What even is a Thog Daddy? No one calls you that.
Theo. Oh, you don't want to know, actually.
You're such a weird bloke, aren't you? But you're getting away from the point here, Thog Dad. We've collaborated with Wash and Go. We've even got the lights up, the green of Wash and Go behind us.
Theo, let me take it from here. Leave it to the pros. Spend time on shampoo and conditioner. Take 2 bottles into the shower. Not me. I wash my hair and I go.
You're such a mug. Look, and for all the 21st century users, just like me, go down to the link in the description, cop yourself a Wash and Go, and send me a screenshot with this bottle from your gaff when you order it, because it's top bands. Let's get into the first of the game week, Watford versus Norwich. I'm doing it in Thog Dad's voice. You're stealing my lines today, so I'm going to steal yours.
Theo, that was my bit. Watford versus Norwich, 17th against 18th, and what a relegation tussle this is. Watford, an amazing late point against Newcastle, eh, Theo? And Norwich actually won a game.
Norwich actually won a game. They both avoided losses last week. That's incredible. The two relegation fighters, when these two face, it's going to be an absolute 6-pointer. From Claudio Ranieri's perspective, you're playing Norwich at home. If you don't win this game, you're getting relegated. Watford have one of the worst forms over the last 10 games in the Premier League. You do wonder, especially with the Watford board, how they treat sackings, how long he's got if he doesn't win this match. It's absolutely so important for Watford. Ben Foster in goal as well. Looking forward to the vlog. I think they're going to get the win. Josh King, Emmanuel Dennis, those sort of players should be good enough to beat Norwich at Vicarage Road. And if they don't win, you've got to look at Ranieri and think, what is he doing wrong? Because he's not motivating his players if they don't get the win. So it's such a 6-pointer tussle. I'm going to go 2-1. Do you agree?
Well, I tell you what, a lot of FPL managers have got either Dennis or King in their team, haven't you? Of course, there wasn't a double game week for them last week. But you know what? You've got to win this game.
You do.
No disrespect to Norwich. 2-0 Watford.
2-0 Watford?
Yes.
Yeah, good prediction. Clean sheet. Be the first clean sheet Watford have got in absolutely donkeys. But let's go over to Vizza, our guest, and see if he agrees with one of us two or an upset for Norwich. They got the win.
Yo, okay, so, big man, Thogden hit me up, slid on those DMs, saying, yo, okay, be in a channel. And I said, yeah, I'm bored. Let's get stuck in. Ignore me, actually. I'm happy to be here. He did say, to mention the fact that we did have a bit of a history, a bit of a diss track nonsense. We're all good now. Hence why I'm here. So I hope that people still don't think that we hate each other or something. Literally, the worst thing he said was that Burnley are bad. Watford beat Norwich, oh, f*** me. Is this even a Premier League game, technically? You know what? I say 1-1, actually. I think Norwich score a goal. They're in a bit of somewhat form with the fact they beat Everton, but I don't think they'll beat Watford. So I'll say 1-1.
Everton versus Aston Villa, 16th against 13th. It's a team without a manager against a team with Stevie Gerrard. And what about Everton, eh, Theo?
They're definitely not without a manager. They're
Rafa.
They're definitely not without a manager, Thog Dad. They've got Big Dunk.
Yeah.
Duncan Ferguson. On one side, you've got him. Everton have had a bad record recently, losing to teams that they never should have lost to. Brighton at home, 3-2. Appalling result. But what they have is sacking Rafa means they've got Duncan Ferguson in as a very good interim. He's going to fire up the players. Anthony Gordon, DCL, Richarlison. I expect all three to start in this match. They're going to be fired up. Let's go to the other side. They're playing Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool legend, returning to Goodison Park. He's going to fire up their players too. This could be such an aggressive encounter. There's going to be goals in this game. It could be one of the games of the season.
I don't think it's going to be one of the games of the season, Theo. I think Aston Villa are the favourites here. They've got Jacob Ramsey on incredible form. Coutinho, will he get 90 minutes? I'm not sure.
Yes, he will.
This is going to be an away win. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1.
I completely disagree. There's going to be way more goals than 1 in this match. It's going to be fired up. Duncan Ferguson is not going to accept a 1-0 loss. This is going to be a 2-2 draw. It will be at least 4 goals. I think DCL and Richarlison will start together up top. They'll get 1 each. And for Villa, I'm thinking Coutinho and Watkins. I think he's going to link up really well with Coutinho once they get gelling in the season. When he played at Bayern Munich, we saw that a good chemistry with Serge Gnabry, a winger who's right-footed. And I think we're going to see something build up similar with Watkins throughout the year. And it will start here. So a good fiery 2-2 draw. The Gerrard return to Goodison. I can picture a red card as well. We'll see what happens. Vizza, what are you going for, mate?
I think if I'm going with just my first initial, gut feeling, Villa should probably spank Everton about 2-0, 3-0. Our spanking isn't really 2-0. I must say, I think they'll dominate, and I think it'll be 2-0, but it'll be very comfortable.
Brentford in 14th against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 8th. Now, Brentford conceding goals at an alarming rate at the moment, aren't they, Theo? Not looking too good there. Wolves, the opposite, though. They're looking really good. 10 points in 4 games there.
Well, let's start with Brentford. We have to say they were unfortunate against Manchester United. They created so many chances. I thought they played really good football. And the goals will come. It's a real shame they don't have a goal scorer. Ivan Toney's not a goal scorer. I know he sneaked one from a corner, but he drops too deep. If someone was there to take those chances, they had Jensen, who was clean through on goal, and he is a bit of a creator, but he's not a killer finish. If they took their chances, they could have scored early and held out the game, strangled the game out. Brentford are due a win. We saw Thomas Frank's post-match interview in that match. He was fuming. He was saying, Sancho wasn't involved in the squad. They played 72 million. He missed that game for a funeral. He just kind of lost the plot with what he was saying, to be honest. But they just need to keep to their game plan and take their chances. In this game, could it be the one? I think so. Wolves have been on very good form, don't get me wrong. 4 wins from 5. 2 home games in the last 2. They beat United away, including in that match. Everyone's getting goals. Connor Cody, Max Kilman, all the way up to the top of the pitch. Jimenez is scoring again. But I get the feeling this is going to be about the Bees. They're going to sneak 2 goals. I'm going to go in Buemo and Ivan Toney. I'll let him have a goal as well because he did score against United.
Well, I disagree with you, Theo. Also, let's mention Traore. He got back on the score sheet for Wolves. And let's also mention Jose Sarr, 9 saves in that game. I can't see Brentford scoring in this game.
What?
I think it's going to be Brentford 0, Wolves 1. I think Wolves are the better team at the moment.
I disagree. We've gone our separate ways. It's good when we agree different things because we're both going to be watching the game thinking, this happened and that happened. But look, let's go over to Vizza and see who he agrees with.
Brentford v Wolves. Brentford did well in the first half against United. As what Frank said, that they dominated them. That big 0-0 win that they had in the first half. Gut feeling, I'm going to go with I'll say Wolves. 2-1 Wolves. My reason behind it, I don't have any. But that's just how I'm feeling.
Leeds United in 15th against Newcastle United in 19th. It's one team who've escaped the relegation zone against another team who are stuck in it. And what about Leeds United? Harrison got the hat-trick, but I thought Rafinha was superb as well.
Them two are too good for the Prem right now. They're both absolutely unbelievable. Jack Harrison hat-trick. No one expected that. Rafinha's free kick. I think Leeds are ready to batter Newcastle at home. The Geordies have looked average to get a draw at home to Watford. If you can't beat Watford at home when you look at the Premier League fixtures start the year, it's a terrible, terrible result.
That is 2 points dropped, isn't it? St. Maximan's goal, of course, was brilliant. He's a superb player. But, I fancy Leeds in this. They've won 2 in a row. Can they make it 3? I think yes. Leeds United 2, Newcastle United 0.
They miss Callum Wilson, don't they? Someone who's just going to score every game in these sort of matches.
But there, they've got Chris Wood.
This is the problem, boys and girls. All these Geordies were saying that's a great signing. We're weakening Burnley. They've gone and spent that money on Miroslav Orsic. He was banging in goals against Tottenham in Europe last season. That is a better player than Chris Wood. Newcastle, yes, you weakened them, but you gave them 20+ million as well. That's for a different video. I think Leeds are going to pump Newcastle here. 3-1, and I think it's going to be a Rafinha masterclass. There's no word of a lie. It's at home to a weakened Geordies who could be getting relegated depending on what business they do. Last time this match ended 5-2, 7 goals. So I expect goals. I predicted 4, but how many do you think? And before we get on to Viz's prediction, how many likes do you want today?
Oh, by the way, last time there were 14,000, so let's do it again. 14,000.
Let's do it. We can hit the 15 mark. If we can get 14 last time, we can get the 15. If you're still watching this video now, just drop us a little like. We don't get anything from it, but I want to see how many TDL members there are. Right, let's fly off to Poland. What's Viz going for?
I actually don't know what to think about this. Even though they got the money, they're still Newcastle. And they're still, actually paying, Kieran Clark a wage and Jamal Lascelles a wage. They're still playing Jamal Lascelles. Leeds are in good form. They beat West Ham. They beat Burnley. Granted, it's Burnley. It'll be a tight game, I think. 1-0. Leeds.
Manchester United against West Ham United. It's 7th against 4th. These are two teams going for that Champions League spot, aren't they, Theo? But Man United, the hero was Bruno Fernandes. Who saw that coming, Theo?
The hero was Elanga, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes. They all got a contribution against Brentford, and when you brought off Ronaldo and he was complaining and whinging how he wanted to be involved in one of the goals, it turned out the right decision.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves, wasn't it, that game week? Because of course they drew to Aston Villa, and you should not draw when you're 2-0 up, but came back. And that second half against Brentford, you're right, Theo, Greenwood, Rashford, Elanga, they all needed goals for their own reasons. But let's mention David De Gea, Theo.
Yeah, great.
Superb again.
I've got a tough one this week. Do I play De Gea in goal, West Ham at home, or Ben Foster, Norwich at home? Interesting. But going back to the Manchester United team, does he start Ronaldo? Because Ralph Rangnick has an interesting point, right? They were performing without him. He was involved in the first, you could argue, but does he really need to start in this match? What would you do?
Well, I think I would. I'd be too afraid not to, Theo. But they're playing a West Ham team who lost to Leeds. What a brilliant game that was. This could be the game of the weekend.
This could be a 5-goal thriller.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict 3-2 to Man United because West Ham have had 5-goal involvements the last 2 away games, and they won them both.
Yes.
But I think going to Old Trafford, there has been a low-scoring encounter recently at that, the last 2 games. I think we'll see a similar game to when Arsenal went to Old Trafford, a 3-2. That goes in favour of United, but they do give it some proper fight, and I think Jarrod Bowen will continue his goal-scoring record. What do you think?
Well, I reckon United will win this one 2-1. I've not been that impressed by the West Ham defence recently, but what I want to know, over in Poland, Visa, what do you reckon?
You know what? I can see West Ham winning this game. Honestly, I'm going to say straight away. United, they have a decent result against a team which they should probably beat. They beat Brentford. They had some goals from some young players like Greenwood and Rashford and Langer. Some good feelings okay, there's some hope here. And then they always just absolutely bottle the next game. And then other fans are depressed again. Think it'll be a draw. Actually, I'm saying it'll be a draw. I think they won't win this game because it just is typical United. 1-1 again.
Southampton against Manchester City. It's 12th against 1st. Now, I know Southampton lost last week, but James Ward-Prowse there, what a free kick. Should he be in the England squad?
Southampton have been fighting for their lives recently. They always score, they always give it everything, and I respect Hazenhüttl for that. And that's part of the reason I agree Ward-Prowse should be part of the squad. Whether he starts is a different question. We've got very good midfielders now breaking through. I think coming into this game, Southampton will score, but it's Manchester City Football Club. Right now they've got Phil Foden, De Bruyne and Sterling, who I all think will score 1 in this match.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Southampton 1, Manchester City 3. What about you, Dad?
Well, I'll tell you what, Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne's goal was absolutely superb. He's an amazing player. Never forget that. But you know what? City are 11 points ahead. First of all, Theo, have they won the league?
Yes. They missed Mahrez for this game, but look, they're different sort of positions where they've got other players and quality. Like, we're not even speaking about Grealish recently. He could go and have a masterclass. They've got so much depth in the winger roles. If they're missing a baller, they've got another baller to cover. What do you feel your prediction is, Dad?
Southampton 0, Man City 2. There's only one result here.
There's only one winner of the Premier League, and that is it's the Blue Moon Boys.
It's just Man City. Just give it 3-0 City. Yeah. I don't need to say much else. Maybe 3-1, but I'm going to say 3-0 City.
And now for Arsenal against bloody Burnley. Visa's team 6th against 20th. Arsenal won 4 of the last 5. Burnley have got about 5 games in hand. How does that work there?
Honestly, it's crazy. Arsenal have had games cancelled too.
Yeah.
They've both got to do some catching up. Some double game weeks coming for both of these FPL shouts, eh?
Absolutely. I'm going to get straight to this and say Arsenal 2, Burnley 0. I can only see one winner. Arsenal in great form.
I agree with you. Arsenal 2-0. I know it's boring, but Burnley don't have Maxwell Cornet. And when they don't have him, I look to their squad and think it's depleted. They've got no quality. And to go to Emirates, it's difficult. They usually keep a clean sheet there. That Sunday fixture only going one way. Who's getting the goals for you? I think Smith Rowe and Saka.
I think Gabriel Martinelli might come on and get one of them. Lacazette, will he play?
Well, there's a lot of players doubtful whether they'll play. The whole Granit Xhaka situation about, he's been called out for some crazy stuff. Look at Twitter if you want to have a look.
Yeah.
Partey might be back. But, will he still be isolating from coming from Cameroon? I know Ghana are out the AFCON, they dropped a stinker. And he's obviously wanting to get back into the first team, but I don't think he'll be back for Sunday. Maybe the week after. So they do have some players missing, especially in that midfield. There's some gaps there, but I still think they'll get the win. Burnley, they just don't look the same Burnley we've seen in previous years, do they?
They don't, but Visa, you're a Burnley fan, mate. I reckon you're going to win, eh?
Yeah, come on. You just got to back your club now. It's difficult, but you got to go for it.
Can I put this down as a postponed game? Is that possible? Let's be real here. The game is going to be postponed. Let's just be full on real here. I'm a Burnley fan, so I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound completely biased. Arsenal's going to win. Like, I can't look at this and think that Burnley will win. I can't say it with a straight face. It's not in my DNA to do that. Arsenal, they should win 2-0. I don't think we'll score. We've got like one fit striker. His name's Jay Rodriguez that scored 1 goal in just double check, 2 years. So yeah, 2-0.
Crystal Palace in 11th against the mighty Liverpool in 2nd. Now, Crystal Palace, it was Conor Gallagher in that M23 derby. But can he bag against the Giants from Liverpool?
I've literally got on my notes written down Conor Gallagher to score 1.
Yeah,
so
really?
I'm going to say that. Do you think Palace have a chance here against Liverpool?
I do actually, Theo. I think they're well managed. I think they're a really exciting unit. This could be a very good game. Now, let's call them the Liverpool reserves.
Yeah.
When Mane and Salah are not playing, let's call them the reserves. Performing really well. Even that lad Minamino got a goal.
My mate messaged me this morning, big Arsenal fan, loves Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
He works at this restaurant in Hampstead and he saw him today. So I had to mention that whilst we're talking
Wow.
about Crystal Palace. This could be Harvey Elliott's first game back for Liverpool. And I know they're missing Mane and Salah, but what a baller they have in him.
Well, I tell you what, I wish him all the best. He's a lovely lad. He's got a great future ahead of him. Come on, Harvey.
Arsenal-Liverpool back in the day must have been a fiery encounter,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I tell you what, when Vieira played for Arsenal, it was massive. He will love this game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a really cracking affair. But I'm going Palace 1, Liverpool 2.
Massive. I'm going to go Palace 1, Liverpool 2 as well. And official Visa. What do you predict?
You know what? Yeah, I don't want to be too like comfortable with my predictions here. I think Palace will do it. I think they'll cause an upset. I'm gonna say this will be a Palace win. I'm going against the grain here. Okay, call me. Say that I'm forcing it. I'm gonna say Palace will win this game, and I'll say it'll be 2-1. I've just checked that Palace has been in quite bad form, so this makes no sense.
Leicester City in 10th against Brighton and Hove Albion in 9th. And Theo, Leicester City, Maddison scores. Do they win?
Unbelievable, that game. You know, they've created a new Premier League record, 94-52. Yeah, that was the second where Leicester were 2-1 up.
Oh, yeah.
There was 5 minutes added time. You'd have thought in 8 seconds' time, the referee's going to blow for a Leicester City home win. What happens? All I'm going to say is fast forward till full time, and somehow Tottenham have got an equaliser. And then on the last kick of the game, Leicester on the attack, they're going to win 3-2. No, Tottenham sneak the ball, Kane slips it through, and Bergwijn has done it! 3-2 to Tottenham Hotspur. Absolute carnage in the away end. Possible limbs of the season there.
But they're playing a Brighton side who just got 2-1 all draws in the last game.
Yeah.
They're a decent side, aren't they?
Brighton are a good team, and I do think Alexis McAllister is the most underrated footballer in the Premier League.
Wow.
He got the assist for the draw against Chelsea. They're showing they can compete against the top teams. I think Brighton could score, but Leicester are going to get 2. They can't. After the 94-52 mayhem, they're going to need some 3 points. Potter's a quality manager. If he holds out a draw and makes it 3 in a row, wouldn't surprise me, but I'm going to go 2-1 to the Foxes. Dewsbury Hall winner.
Wow, who knows with this game? But I'm going to go Leicester 1, Brighton 1. Let's not forget Brighton have only lost 4 times this season. They won't lose this one.
Brighton have only won 1 of their 9 matches officiated by Martin Atkinson. How crazy is that?
That is madness.
So keep that in mind, Vizza. What's your prediction?
If you're a betting man, over 2.5. That's my prediction, over 2.5. Nah, but Leicester v Brighton, this would be a very entertaining game to watch. Both very good sides, attacking wise. Defensively, could be a bit sketch, but this would be a great game. There should be goals. Don't know why I want to say Brighton. I just want to say Brighton, man. I was put a draw, 2-2 draw, but if someone will win, I don't know, I'm backing Brighton.
And finally, it's 3rd against 5th. It is Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur. What a tasty derby this is down in London, Theo. Now, Chelsea only 1 point out of 2 games in the last game week. They are slipping, aren't they?
They are. Chelsea have won 1 of their last 7 matches they've played in.
Yeah.
To compare to Tottenham, they've won 5.
Yeah, they are the form team, aren't they? Tottenham had a few games postponed. Can they win this?
They've got to thank the Italian, Antonio Conte. Fight till the end. That Leicester City result was football heritage. Probably the best match in the Premier League this season confirmed. You know, the last time Chelsea and Tottenham played at the Bridge, Tottenham looked depleted. Didn't take any of their chances, and Son and Kane weren't playing well today. They lost 1-0, knocked out Carabao Cup after the second leg. I think this time at the Bridge, Spurs are going to go there fired up, and I think Bergwijn and Kane are going to drop a masterclass. I think Tottenham are going to win this 2-1.
Wow, you know what? Antonio Conte, I bet he only takes 1 bottle into the shower, Theo, but you know what? I'm going for a 1-1 draw in this.
1-1 draw?
Yeah.
So it's funny, if you asked me this game a few weeks ago, Chelsea, I would have backed them so easily.
Yeah.
But with their wing-backs missing, Chilwell and Reece James, you can just see they look a lot more woeful with Marcus Alonso, and on the other side, Hudson-Odoi, who's not a wing-back. I'm not really convinced by that. And this Chelsea team right now under Tuchel is not clicking. Lots of their fans want Lukaku out. I've seen a few people say they want Tuchel out. I think that's way too far. I'm going to say Tottenham to win Thogdad predicts a draw. Let's go over to Liam for the final match.
People are going to be annoyed at me, no matter what I say here. Chelsea win. Lukaku goal. You heard it here first. I feel like there's some sort of resurrection that could happen in that game. I really hope this doesn't bite me in the arse. But I'm back in Chelsea, man. Chelsea, I rate them, especially against Spurs. They've just beat them twice in the Carabao Cup. But it'd be so, like, typical of Spurs and then suddenly just now beat them in the Premier League. I'm going to say it'd be a tight game. I'm going to say 1-0 Chelsea. Thank you, Fogden, very much for having me on. If you don't put my link down below, I'll do a diss track back to you, okay? Okay, so, Fogden, I'll see you in the championship, yeah?
Thanks to Wash and Go for the sponsor. We're going to see a lot more of them in our videos. We've used the Wash and Go green behind us. And if you've noticed 3 of the bottles, then you are a legend. You know, in the stream we did yesterday, I said the first person to comment turn Thogdad bullet headers into an NFT. We're going to start giving out free Wash and Go bottles if you're the first person to the next comment when we sponsor with them. So let's make that Thogdad's bullet header is an NFT. That's the comment. And if you comment that first on the next video we make, sponsored by Wash and Go, we're sending you a free bottle to your address. Please like. We're trying to get 15,000 likes. We got 14k last time. Come on. If you're a TDL member, hit the like, eh? Every day we try and grow 1,000 subs. So if we can continue that, show your love, show your support, smash the subscribe button, and let's get 15k likes. And a pleasure to have Liam back on the channel. The beef is squashed. You know, he's got a great channel himself, covering FIFA and football. Big Burnley fan out in Poland. So all the best to him and his future endeavours. See you in a bit, guys.
See ya.